Good evening, good evening. What's going on, folks? Welcome to another live edition of Carolina Panthers Talk, brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the Tube. I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. Hope everybody's been having a good week so far. It is Wednesday, November the 16th of 2022. Happy hump day. Week 11. Going to preview the matchup, another away game, as the Carolina Panthers will head over to B-More territory to take on the Ravens. Now, this is going to be tough. This is going to be tough. I know the Panthers just came off of a Thursday night primetime victory over the Falcons in the rematch last Thursday to get their third win of the season. But Carolina also has yet to win a road game this season. And this Sunday's road game is going to be rather tough, as they're going to be going up against the 6-3 Baltimore Ravens. This could get ugly. This could potentially get ugly. So let's dive into this. Let's dive into this matchup. But yeah, Carolina Panthers 3-7. They're 0-4 this year on the road, so still have yet to win a game on the road. Baltimore Ravens are 6-3. They're 2-2 at home. Ravens been doing pretty good. As a matter of fact, the Ravens are ranked first in the AFC North. So the Ravens have been doing good this year. The ESPN matchup predictor, 84.7% chance the Ravens win, a 15.1% chance Carolina wins, and a 0.1% chance of a tie. Man. Yeah. I can't really be surprised at that matchup predictor. You really can't be surprised. The Ravens got a couple of folks on listed as questionable. Wide receiver Deshaun Jackson, who they got not too long ago. Mark Andrews at tight end. Jalen Armour Davis, cornerback, and Gus Edwards at running back. They're questionable. And looking at Carolina's injury report, we have to also keep in mind Dante Jackson's out for the season with the torn Achilles. He's on IR. Miles Hartsfield was ruled out with an ankle injury. He didn't practice. So that stings. That stings because Miles Hartsfield is a versatile DB. And I'm not so sure that Jeremy Chin is ready for this game. I could be wrong. He hasn't been activated yet on the 53-man roster. He's designated to return from IR, but he hasn't been activated yet. And then Justin Burris, he's been dealing with concussion issues, but he was out today with an illness. So DBs are kind of hit hard. They got to figure out who's going to start at the other safety position next to Xavier Woods, especially if Jeremy Chin can't go, and then Miles Hartsfield, if he can't go. They did apparently sign TJ Carey to the practice squad, so he might get elevated to the roster to play. We'll see. The other safeties, they got Sean Chandler and Sam Franklin Jr., which mainly are special teams guys. But I mean, those are folks that they're going to have to consider throwing into the starting lineup potentially, especially if Miles Hartsfield can't go, Justin Burris can't go. I mean, I know it's just the safety position, but also with no Dante Jackson, that hurts our secondary some as well. So this could be an issue, y'all. This could be an issue with the Panthers secondary. We're kind of banged up at the secondary. So this could be a negative factor for this game. They were also without defensive tackle Matt Ioannidis and quarterback P.J. Walker, which P.J. Walker has the high ankle sprain. So Baker Mayfield will be starting this Sunday. And Matt Ioannidis with a calf injury, hopefully he'll be able to play, but we'll have to see how serious it is. Davion Nixon and Frankie Louvu are also out with illnesses as well. Fullback Giovanni Ricci, Taylor Moton, and J.C. Horn were limited. Giovanni Ricci dealing with a neck issue, Taylor Moton with an elbow, J.C. Horn with a foot injury. So, kind of banged up some on the defensive side of the ball, y'all. So this could be an issue. This could pose as an issue, especially, looking at that Ravens offense. Ravens offense, they're gonna be tough. Kenyon Drake, veteran running back. They also picked up Mike Davis as well. And, of course, Lamar Jackson, their franchise quarterback, former MVP. I mean, they could end up destroying us with their run game alone when you think about it. And then, of course, can't sleep on their defense as well. The Ravens have been known to have consistent, good defense in their franchise. So this is going to be tough. This is going to be a really tough game. Let's preview the matchup. So overall, Carolina is 4-2 all time against the Ravens. The Panthers did win. They have the current win streak. Now, Carolina is 1-1 on the road against the Ravens. They won in 2006, but they lost to them on the road in 2014. And if I remember correctly, that's the game that Steve Smith ate us up. Now, looking at the statistical before I get into the statistical comparisons, I've been hearing a lot of stuff about Lamar Jackson. Been hearing a lot of stuff about him being a questionable quarterback or him not really being a quarterback but a runner. To all those that believe that, I want y'all to keep something in mind. Number one, Lamar Jackson is a former MVP. Won it in 2019. Two-time Pro Bowler. Also, first-team All-Pro. And not only in 2019 did he win MVP and all first-team All-Pro, he was also the NFL passing touchdowns leader. Now, I don't know about you, but if he's such a running quarterback, run first, run specialist quarterback. Why was he NFL passing touchdowns leader in 2019? And if you want to get really specific with that, if you want to get really detailed, so far in Lamar Jackson's career, his NFL career, he's only had one season where he's thrown double-digit interceptions, which was 2021. He threw 13. In his other years, like so far this season, he's only thrown 6. In 2020, only threw 9. 2019, only threw 6. Even with the games he played in 2018, not even being the starter, only threw 3. He was 6 of 3. 2019, 36 of 6. 2020, 26 and 9. 2021, I mean, he struggled, 16 of 13. And currently, right now, he's 16 and 6. Yeah. If that's not enough evidence to show that Lamar Jackson can definitely throw the ball downfield and make plays in the air, I don't know what else to tell you. Not to mention he's only 25 years old. He's still young and still producing. Yeah, Lamar Jackson is a big issue this Sunday. Let's not kid ourselves. This man is a very good quarterback, especially better than what we have on our team. And folks want to talk about him being a pure running quarterback. Him not being a real quarterback. If he's not a real quarterback, why the heck was he the passing touchdowns leader in 2019? The dude has 100 passing touchdowns to 37 interceptions. How the heck is that not evidence that the dude can throw the ball and takes good care of the ball overall? So somebody's got to have to explain that to me, because I don't understand how there's some folks out there, plenty of folks out there saying that this dude ain't a real quarterback. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Dude was an MVP, passing touchdowns leader, 2-time Pro Bowler, first team All Pro. Yeah, but not a real quarterback. Not a real quarterback. Currently having a season where he has thrown 16 touchdowns to 6 interceptions. Oh, but he's not a real quarterback. Yeah. Okay. That makes absolutely no sense at all. No sense. And the funny thing is, this is just me talking about Lamar Jackson, not even mentioning the rushing touchdowns and the rushing yards. I haven't even mentioned that. And he's already a threat. I don't even have to mention that. And I know we're up against a franchise quarterback. I really don't get where these people get some of the stuff from. I really don't. I really don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. Somebody's going to have to explain that to me, because I don't get it. Dude is ranked 5th in the league with a QBR of 65.1. In the top 10 for touchdowns. Come on now. Come on now. Let's be realistic. Let's be realistic. Let's not lie to ourselves. Let's not kid ourselves. Anyway, moving forward, let's look at this statistical ranking matchup. For the offense, most of this is night and day, y'all. I got to keep it real. Most of this is night and day. Anyway, okay. On offense, total yards per game. Panthers ranked 30th. Ravens ranked 12th. Rushing yards per game. Panthers are ranked 16th. The Ravens are ranked second. Red flag. Net passing yards, this is actually pretty close. Panthers ranked 28th. Ravens ranked 27th. That's actually close. Sacks allowed, Panthers ranked tied for 18th. Ravens tied for 11th. Third down efficiency. Panthers are ranked dead last, 32nd. The Ravens ranked 6th. Red flag. Points per game. Panthers are ranked 23rd. The Ravens are ranked 4th. Red flag. So that's at least in rushing yards per game, third down efficiency, points per game, and honestly, even sacks allowed because they're, tied at 11th. Ravens are dangerous on offense, y'all. It's a big red flag. Our defense is really going to be tested. I mean, the Ravens are in the top 5 in 2 of these categories. Third down efficiency is almost in the top 5. It's ranked 6. But 2 of those categories, they're in the top 5. And then the others, with the exception of the net passing yards, is at least in the top 15. That's an issue. That's a big issue. So our defense is gonna have to bring it, and we're already hurting in the secondary. So, they're gonna have to bring it. All right, let's look at the defense. Total yards allowed. Panthers ranked 25th. Ravens ranked 19th. Rushing yards allowed per game. Panthers ranked 25th. Ravens ranked 3rd. That's a red flag. Passing yards allowed per game. Panthers are ranked 20th. Ravens are ranked 28th. Sacks per game. Panthers are tied at 22nd. The Ravens are tied for 8th. So they're in the top 10 in sacks on defense. That's a red flag. Third down efficiency on defense. Panthers are ranked 19th. The Ravens are ranked 5th. That's a red flag. Takeaways. Panthers tied for 25th. The Ravens are ranked 6th. Red flag. And in points allowed per game on defense, Panthers ranked 24th. Ravens are ranked 17th. So there's a couple of red flags on the defensive side. Ravens are ranked 3rd and rushing yards allowed. So they have an incredible rushing defense. Their passing defense, I mean, it's ranked 28th, so we can hopefully take advantage of that. Hopefully we can take advantage of that. But they're tied at 8th for sacks. So offensive line is going to be challenged. They're going to really be challenged in this game. Third down efficiency, they're ranked 5th. They know how they are consistent in shutting down offenses on third down. So that's going to be a big challenge for Baker Mayfield in the offense. Takeaways. Ravens are in the top 10 in takeaways. So we have to really limit turnovers. We got to limit turnovers. So the Ravens stand out in 4 categories, 4 rankings. Rushing yards allowed, sacks, third down efficiency, and takeaways. Yeah, because you have to remember, Ravens are known for having a good defense overall. And this is really no different, especially with how their season's been going so far. So, like I said, we got to really hit on so many cylinders in order to be successful and sneak out with a victory this Sunday. It's going to be tough. This is going to be really tough. But those rankings, oh man. Whew. This is scary. Really, really scary. But like I said, Baker Mayfield will be starting. Now, Baker Mayfield played a pretty decent game in the Cincinnati game, but, a lot argue that those touchdowns were garbage touchdowns, which is a fair argument, being that we went into the second half down by 35 points, 35-0. So this is going to be tough. But Baker Mayfield is going to have to go into here firing on all cylinders. We can't turn the ball over. Baltimore ranked 6th in takeaways. Dangerous on defense. In the top 3 at stopping the run. Top 5 in third down efficiency on defense. I don't like our chances, especially considering the fact that we struggle on the road. We're banged up on the secondary, and we're going up against Lamar Jackson, franchise quarterback. Ooh, man. I honestly don't like our chances. I don't like our chances. I mean, there's a chance, but I don't like our chances. Because those rankings comparisons are like night and day between Carolina and Baltimore on offense and defense. I mean, as much as we are needing to run the ball, the Ravens are ranked 3 on rushing yards allowed. And then our run defense, we're ranked 25th, where the Ravens on offense are ranked 2nd in rushing yards on offense per game. And then when you think about it, hold up. Let me see how many yards Kenyon Drake has so far. Okay. 344 yards, 3 touchdowns. They also have Mike Davis. Let me see how much Mike Davis has played. Oh, he hasn't really played much. I'm trying to think. Who's the other? Oh, yeah, Gus Edwards has played some. 137 yards, 2 touchdowns, but he's questionable. J.K. Dobbins, he's on injured reserve. Justice Hill. They've had a lot of rotation in the running back core, that's for sure. And also, how many rushing yards does oh yeah, you gotta remember Lamar Jackson has a lot of rushing yards. He's got 635 rushing yards. So that's another issue because Lamar Jackson can run as well. Hey Kevin, welcome to the stream. Hello, do you think we have a chance to beat Baltimore? I do, because of Deontay Foreman and Johnny Heckler could pin Lamar Jackson deep. To be honest, bro, I don't like our chances. I really don't like our chances. And the reason why, yeah, we got Deontay Foreman. Ravens are ranked 3 in rushing defense. They're ranked 3 in rushing defense. So that's going to be tough. And then Ravens on offense. Their passing offense, they're ranked 27th. So, passing game will be kind of iffy. But Ravens are ranked 2nd in rushing yards per game on offense. They also are ranked 4th in points per game, 6th on third down efficiency. Ravens are going to be tough on offense. And franchise quarterback Lamar Jackson, who has done a good job in taking care of the ball so far. 16 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. They do have a great rush defense. They have always been a tricky team. Not only that, they're good on third down efficiency on defense. They're ranked 5th. They're tied for 8th in sacks on defense. And they're 6th in takeaways. So Baker Mayfield is going to need to be flawless in preventing turnovers. He's going to need to be flawless in preventing turnovers. Kevin says Justin Tucker is the one that scares me the most. Am I right or what? Hey, Justin Tucker, dude can boot it from anywhere on the field. He could boot it from anywhere on the field. So you got a point there, Kevin. Tito Z, what's up? What's up, champ? To be honest, champ, this game does not look like a win at all. Honestly, Tito Z, I don't like our chances. I really don't. Especially considering we haven't won a game yet on the road. We're 0-4 on the road this season. So, and going up against Lamar Jackson, which apparently there's a bunch of folks out there that believe Lamar Jackson's not a real quarterback. But former MVP, passing touchdowns leader, 2-time Pro Bowler, and first-team All-Pro says otherwise. Only one season of throwing double-digit interceptions in his NFL career? Yeah, I beg to differ. Kevin says, you'll get a laugh out of this. Look at who they have on their D-line. Campbell, the best thing at batting balls. Oh, Calais Campbell? Oh, yeah. Dude's a veteran. It's a nightmare. 3.5 sacks so far this season and a forced fumble. But yeah. I know they don't have Michael Pierce. He's on injured reserve, but still, Got a dangerous defense. Dangerous defense. Justin Houston, 8.5 sacks this season. Yeah, they're Jason Pierre-Paul, who's, getting going. They just acquired Roquan Smith as well. So Ravens got a stacked defense. They even got a former Carolina Panther in Daryl Worley, which I don't think he's really played much this season, but I just had to throw that in there. But even though this game is hard, we are more fun to watch now because we can play well, no matter what the team's capability. Yeah, I'm hoping that Baker Mayfield and the offense. Like I said, we got some good things going. Our run game, like I said, D'Onta Foreman, he's been eating well. He's been doing good. I mean, he showed up in both Falcons games. When you think about it, he showed up in both Falcons games. D'Onta Foreman's been looking good. It's been looking really good, very worthy of an extension. So at least that's been going well. The O-line has been looking really good. O-line's been looking really good, but they're going to be tested in a big way. And I know penalties have kind of killed our O-line. Well, not killed our O-line, but kind of stifled our O-line just a little bit. So, going up against a really tough rushing defense and, top 10 in sacks, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Johnny Heckler and D'Onta Foreman might be elite players. Do you think so? Oh, well, Johnny Heckler, I mean, he's one of the best punters in the league right now. So he's definitely established that. And with D'Onta Foreman, he's getting there. He's getting there. I mean, he proved that he's something special backing up Derrick Henry when he was out with his injury, missed a handful of games. So D'Onta Foreman's definitely something special, for sure. He's getting there. He's getting there. I was shocked why we got him as a punter. That is important that we are playing good on offense and defense. Well, here's the thing. We have some bright spots. We have some bright spots on the offense and defense. But here's the big issue. Our secondary is banged up some, Kevin. So we could get exposed on defense. Our secondary is banged up. I don't even know if Jeremy Chin is going to be good to play. He hasn't even been activated on the 53-man roster. We might not have Miles Hartsfield. We might not have who else? Might not have Justin Burris as well. So we may have to, bring in Sam Franklin or Sean Chandler from special teams to fill in. So secondary's banged up. Javier, what's up? Go Thurs? Wait, I don't understand. I don't understand. We got Kurt Coleman at safety. We good? Shoot. I wish we still had Kurt Coleman. Shoot, he was a beast for our team. I wish we still had Kurt Coleman. Oh, Panthers. Oh. I was like, what? I mean, I hope we can pull it off. I hope we can pull it off. But I don't like our chances. I got to be real with y'all. I don't like our chances. I mean, playing a good Baltimore Ravens team on the road where we haven't been able to win on the road, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. J.C. Horn was limited. No Dante Jackson. He's out for the season. So Dude, our secondary might get exposed. I mean, CJ Henderson hasn't really been a bright spot for us this season. I'm really concerned about the secondary. So we gotta play a complete game. We really have to play a complete game to really have a shot at winning this game. This is a game we can win if we play well. I never liked Baltimore. They even had Brady's number, which is true. This is true. But we have to play complete football on all sides in order to even stand a chance. And when we're going up against the team, especially is ranked 4th in points per game, that's scary. That's scary. Because, I mean, we really don't have any top 15 or even any top, I mean, we barely are in the top 20 on passing yards allowed and third down efficiency on defense. So, I mean, our defense isn't quite there yet. But they're going to really be challenged. Where was I? Baltimore Ravens. I mean, you got to look at the points that they've scored. 24, 38, 37, 20, 19, 20, 23, 27, 27. Kevin says, what scares you so much about Baltimore? They're a team that can choke sometimes. Kevin, they're 6-3. They're 6-3. Did you catch the rankings? Offense, rushing yards a game, ranked 2nd. Sacks allowed, tied at 11th. Third down efficiency, 6. Points per game, 4th. Defense, 3rd rushing defense, tied for 8 in sacks. 5th at third down efficiency, 6th at takeaways. The evidence is there. And they're 6-3. We haven't won on the road. The evidence is there. I don't know about y'all, but yeah, I'm nervous. You dang all right, I'm nervous. Because when you think about it, what's the most points we've been able to put up so far this season? Let's see. The most points that we've put up so far this season is 25. 25 points. I mean, not to mention, we haven't really been able to put up 20 points consistently this season. We haven't been able to put up 20 points consistently this season. We always have a chance to win. Remember the Chiefs game from 2020 where we barely lost 33-31? Oh, of course, there's a chance. There's definitely a chance. We show up and play. Definitely there's a chance. But you have to also understand how big of a disadvantage that we're at. Not only that, we're 3-7. We are not a credible team. We're not a threat. We're not even a threat. 3-7 is not a threat. We're not a threat. We're not a threat. We haven't won on the road. We're not a threat. Not yet. We're not a threat. We haven't won on the road. How are we a threat? We're playing for a lot. That's for sure. We're playing for a lot. but we're not really a threat. That is true, but Deontay Foreman can expose the defense. He just looks unstoppable. He's been doing some great things, but he's one guy. Being one-dimensional is not going to be enough to get us a victory, especially not against the Ravens. Falcons, that was kind of a surprise. That was kind of a surprise. But Falcons versus the Ravens, that's like night and day. We got to remember who we're going up against. Not only that, Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson. And he's even a big part of the offensive threat in the air as well as on the ground. Dude has over 680 rushing yards. And to be honest, I will be really, really shocked let me see. Not only that, so what's your score prediction? How do you think we could win this game overall? I mean, as I said, the only chance we have is we have to play complete football on all three sides. No turnovers. Absolutely no turnovers. But to be honest, 30-14 Ravens. 30-14 Ravens. I don't see us winning. The Giants beat the Ravens, but they are good this year. And that's another thing. You gotta also look at who the Ravens have lost. Dolphins, Bengals, Giants. All three very good teams. Very good teams. But yeah, 30-14 Baltimore. And I think the 14 points will be 2 rushing touchdowns from Deontay Foreman. I think we'll barely get them. But no, I don't see this as a victory. I really don't. I really don't. We're at way too much of a disadvantage. I mean, the comparison in the two teams are night and day. Super Trebo, what's up? How's it going? I'm doing good. Hope you are too. Like I said, hate to say, see the Buccaneers the last 2 games. Like I said, hate to say it, but they're getting ready for Brady's fairy tale ending with the Super Bowl. Brady, once again, is playing in the NFC South. NFC South. NFC South. If this was like in the NFC East or North, I'd be with you, Super Trebo. He's playing out of the NFC South. I highly doubt if they make to the playoffs that they're getting past any of the NFC East teams. I'm sorry, but the Buccaneers are not the biggest threat. Not to mention, once again, we beat them with a 4th-string quarterback. I am not convinced. The only way that I will be convinced is if they win out the rest of their games. But until then, it's a no for me. We would smoke the Chiefs. Shoot. I mean, we did smoke the Chiefs once back when we had Smash and Dash. You remember that? We actually shut out the Chiefs that year. Long time ago, but when we had Smash and Dash, we actually did shut out the Chiefs. So that's not totally false. Why do the Baltimore Ravens have such a good offense? Well, the run game, doing well on third downs, and points per game, and even yardage per game. I mean, like I said, their passing game is probably, is their lowest of the rankings on offense. But you have to also remember, they take good care of the ball. Lamar's only thrown 6 interceptions this season and 16 touchdown passes. They take good care of the ball too, Kevin. What if we actually do beat Baltimore like 40-20? That'll probably be the biggest upset of the season so far. That would probably be the biggest. That would be a bigger upset than the Commanders upsetting the Eagles this past Monday. That would top that easily. How? Eagles were undefeated. Okay. The Commanders are a better team than us. I mean, we are also talking about the NFC East versus the NFC South. We're the joke division. We have to remember that. We're the joke division. So, I mean, the Commanders got off to a really bad start. I mean, they won their first game, then had like a 4-game losing streak, but then they won 3 straight. And then, actually, let me see what division games do they have left. So they lost to so they didn't get swept by the Eagles. They already lost to the Eagles once. So, I mean, splitting with the Eagles, that's actually a big win for the Commanders. They still got to play the Cowboys again. They lost the first time. It'll be interesting to see what they do when they play they played the Giants back to back on the 4th and the 18th. Ooh. But I think is there a bye between that? There might be a bye between that. But wow, that's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. All right, Kevin. Thanks for stopping by. Good to see you. Enjoy your evening. But Super Trebo says, I hope I'm wrong, Jason, but if the Bucks make it to the Super Bowl, will you be convinced something fishy is going on? Probably, but like I said, I highly doubt it. I mean, because you got to look at the NFC as a whole, Super Trebo. I mean, the Eagles, Giants, Cowboys, Vikings, Seahawks, San Francisco might sneak up there. Too many hard-hitting teams in the NFC for them to get by. Not to mention they're at the biggest disadvantage coming out of the NFC South. Not to mention they're 5-5. They're at 500 right now. They're at 500. Could it be worse? Sure. It could be worse, but I do not consider them a threat. I don't consider them a threat. The only reason why I would say keep an eye on them is because they are 5-2 in the NFC. I will give them that. They're 5-2 in the NFC. But like I said, gotta also look at if they were to make the playoffs, the path that they would have to go through. Because they're not getting a first round bye. I can tell you that right now. They're not getting a first round bye. So, I mean, I'm not even so sure they would get a home game. They might get lucky and they might get one home game. But it's tough. But are they capable of making the playoffs? I mean, with their remaining schedule, I mean, it's going to be interesting. Browns, Saints, Niners, Bengals, Cardinals, Panthers, Falcons. I mean, they could squeak in. They could squeak in. But as I said before, the other NFC divisions are way too strong. Way too strong. So, but you might be onto something. You know, as far as something fishy that could be going on, you may be onto something. But unless they do something like win out the rest of their games, right now, they're not a threat to me. I mean, come on. You saw the whooping that we put on them, Super Trebo. You saw the whooping we put on them. Brady didn't even have a touchdown. That's the one time that they got whipped the worst so far this season playing against us. Keep that in mind, Super Trebo. They got whipped the worst this season playing against us. I am not convinced. Not yet. Not yet. But we shall see. We shall see. But yeah, 30-14, Baltimore. That's my score prediction. I really hope I end up being wrong. I really do. I hope I end up being wrong. But I just got a bad feeling that we're going to eat our 8th loss. Because our only wins so far this season have been against the NFC South. You know? It's just, whew. What's the over under? Wait, over under? I don't understand the question, Tito Z. Can you rephrase the question? Over under? What's that mean? I'm having a brain fart. Super Trebo says, "Oh, total points scored in the game prediction. 30 from Baltimore, 14 from the Panthers. 2 rushing touchdowns from the Panthers. Super Trey Bo says, so you don't feel like we have no chance against the Ravens, Jason? I don't like our chances, Super Trey Bo. And we would have to play flawless, pretty near flawless football. Because the difference, the comparison is night and day. Not only that, we haven't won on the road yet. We're 0-4 on the road. The only wins that we've gotten are against NFC South teams. So I don't like our chances, Super Trey Bo. I really don't. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't like our chances. I mean, of course, showing up, yeah, we have a chance. You know, anything can happen on any given day, but I really don't like our chances. I really don't. So, I mean, I'm hoping Baker Mayfield can really take care of the ball. I mean, we got to take some shots downfield. We cannot win this game being one-dimensional. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. Ravens have too good of a defense for us to be one-dimensional on offense. We're going to need to throw the ball and run the ball. We got to do both. I mean, we already saw what happened in the Cincinnati game. So we need to really fire on all cylinders. We can't have any turnovers, no turnovers. If we get even, honestly, I'm at the point, if we get even one turnover, I think it's going to equal a loss. We got to be flawless. No turnovers. We can't settle with field goals on offense. We cannot settle for field goals. Tito Z says, so according to ESPN, the total points combined with both teams are 42. You're predicting 44 total points. So I'm betting you are taking the over. Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, so they're 42, eh? Okay. I was close. I was close. Off by 2. But yeah, like I'm sorry, but just, I mean, with Lamar Jackson, with that offense, who's done good on the ground, especially with a combination of the running backs and Lamar Jackson can run as well. Like, we already fell victim to it once against Marcus Mariota. So, and even we kind of fell victim to it before against Jacoby Brissett in the first game. And Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones did a shake and bake on Mr. Anderson. So we need to play contain as well. We need to really play contain on Lamar Jackson. Like, we can't be missing sack opportunities as well, or else Lamar Jackson will make the Carolina defense pay. And we're already most likely going to be damaged in the secondary. So, yeah, I really don't like our chances. I got to keep it real. What are y'all score predictions? What are y'all score predictions? But yeah, 30-14 Baltimore is mine. What are y'all score predictions? Because whew. Tito Z says 27-9. Ooh, dang. Not even double digits in points. Ooh, man. Dang, so pretty much 3 field goals. Yeah. Yeah, just hitting field goals, that's not going to cut it. We got to finish drives with touchdowns. Yeah, that's got to be a key. That's got to be a key. But, oh man. Joe Valesco says 28-7 Ravens. Yeah, I feel you on that. How many touchdowns versus interceptions has Baker Mayfield thrown this season? Let's find out. So far, 6 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. So, yeah. A QBR of 17.6, second to last in the league. So, yeah, 6 touchdowns to 4 interceptions. Yeah. I mean, like I said, he did a little something in the Cincinnati game, but one can argue that those may have been garbage touchdowns. That's amazingly horrible. Yeah. Ranked 31st in the league. Tied for 9th in interceptions, tied for 28th in touchdowns, and second to last in QBR. Yeah. And for those that are wondering, PJ Walker has a high ankle sprain. That's why he's not playing. And Sam Darnold will be the backup. Sam Darnold is activated as the backup for this game. So it looks like we're going into this with 2 quarterbacks. But looking at Carolina's offense, I mean, we gotta get going strong on the run game. I think we need to lead off with the run game, and then we gotta work in some play action. Tito Z says, but we have Sam waiting in the wings. Yeah. I mean, we do have him. I don't know how much better of an impact he could make, but he is active. And the thing is, we gotta get something going in the passing game. We can't keep doing dig and dunks and screens and screens and screens. That's not gonna work. We gotta go downfield. DJ Moore, Terrace Marshall, he's been showing up. Get the ball to him. You know, LaVisca, I mean, yeah, we can use him on screens and such, but let's look at him downfield as well. Shi Smith, we need Shi Smith to show up. He's been kind of quiet lately. So we got to get our receivers just as much active as our running backs. And we got a good rotation on our running backs. But we can't be one-dimensional. We gotta hit home runs in the run game and the passing game on offense to give us a shot. On defense, we gotta get off the field. We gotta get off the field. Third downs, we gotta be solid on defense on third downs. We cannot let Lamar Jackson get into a groove. This dude can run and he can pass. He has over 600 rushing yards this season. So contain is going to be very important. D-line has really got to get something going. Brian Burns, the D-line's really going to have to show up. Linebackers as well. Secondary, somebody's going to have to step up. We're hurting that secondary, but somebody's going to have to step up. Tito Z says, once the run is shut down, the Panthers are going to be kicking the entire game. Whether it's 3 and out or field goals, our kicker is going to have a long day. The D has got to show up and produce some turnovers. That's another thing. We're low on the rankings and takeaways, so we got to get some takeaways. And Lamar Jackson, I mean, he's taken good care of the ball this season so far. 16 touchdowns to 6 interceptions. He's done well. So we gotta stifle that offense and create some takeaways. We got to get some takeaways. You know, Carolina, we're ranked 25th in takeaways. Like, we used to be deadly at takeaways. Haven't been in a long time, so we got to get more takeaways. And then at the same time, the Ravens defense, they're ranked 6th in takeaways. So we gotta take care of the ball. So and then the O-line is going to be challenged. I mean, the Ravens are tied for 8th in sacks on defense. So the offensive line is going to be challenged. Tito Z says, I hope they are taking us light and not really practicing this week to give us a fighting chance. That would be ideal. That would be ideal. And not to mention, the Ravens, they're on a 3-game win streak. So the Ravens are hot right now. They're riding a 3-game win streak. And honestly, looking at the Ravens schedule, they play us, then the Jaguars, then the Broncos, then the Steelers. I mean, the Ravens got a good chance to go on a delicious streak. They got a good chance. As a matter of fact, the Ravens got the Panthers, Jaguars, Broncos, Steelers, Browns, Falcons, Steelers, Bengals. The Ravens got a good chance to finish with a nice streak. I mean, they're already first in the AFC North, so whoo, man. But Lamar is playing for that big contract. That he is going, in my opinion, is going to get paid. Yeah, I think so too. They would be dumb to not pay him, because if the Ravens don't and they let him go, then Lamar Jackson's going to be the biggest headline of the offseason. Ravens, they do not want to let a 25-year-old proven franchise quarterback go. If they let Lamar Jackson go, Lamar Jackson's going to be the biggest headline in the offseason. And don't be surprised. I don't think the Panthers could pull it off, but don't be surprised if they try. Don't be surprised if they try. But man, it's gonna be quite a game. This is either gonna be us pulling out a big upset victory, or we're gonna get destroyed. That's really the only two ways I could see this happening. But I'm heavily leaned towards us getting destroyed this Sunday. Whew, man. I don't know about y'all, but I'm nervous. A brother is nervous. And then looking at that remaining schedule, the Ravens, then the Broncos, and then we have that bye. And then we play the Seahawks, Steelers, Lions, Bucks, Saints. We're 3-7 right now. Looking at our remaining schedule, to be honest with y'all, the only teams I could see us coming away with a victory, maybe the Broncos. Maybe. The Steelers, maybe. The Lions, maybe. And the Saints. I mean, we could possibly sweep the Bucks, but we're playing Tampa Bay in Tampa Bay, so that's going to be a tough game, much tougher than the first time. Tito Z says, "Yeah, I'm going to get some wings and a whole lot of alcohol for this game because come Monday I may have to eat crow and make a lot of excuses." I feel you. Don't feel bad though. Don't feel bad. Also, word is the team is really believing in Steve Wilks. But let me ask y'all something. Do y'all believe Steve Wilks will get signed, will get extended to become full-time head coach? Or actually, better question. Do you think he will prove worthy of a full extension by the end of the season? To be honest, I think they're going to wait to see what the final record is. Before considering giving him an extension. Because, I mean, the man has 7 games left. He's got 7 games left. And he's gotten 2 wins under his belt this season so far. 2 wins. So, there's still a chance for Steve Wilks. But I think it's going to come down to how the record looks at the end of the season. Tito C says, "How I may and hope and pray, but stats tell me no. He is good, but once again, that's my opinion." Yeah, I mean, I would love for us to finish strong and he get considered. I would love that. I think one thing's for sure, he has brought a different atmosphere. Because you can definitely tell, I do believe it's night and day to a degree between him and Matt Rule. I think it's night and day. But how much more is necessary to really seal the deal for Steve Wilks? And I really think it's got to come down to how these final 7 games go. And you know something? I say if he can finish eight and 8, if we finish 8 and 8, I think he seals it. I think he may perhaps seal it. But like I said, that's going to be tough because that means he can only afford one more loss. Too much so-called old boys club involved in picking a head coach in football. He must be the cream of the crop to get it. Yeah. But if anything, he's got the team on his side. So that's a big thing. Now, I don't know how David Tepper feels, but he's got the teammates. He's got the team on his side. I believe that's for sure. He's got the team on his side. But how David Tepper feels, that could play into whether he gets an opportunity or not, as well as the overall record. But if you ask me, if they do extend him, make him the full-time head coach, I say don't give Steve Wilks more than 3 years. 3 years at a maximum. 3 years max. Not 4 or more. I think if they do extend Steve Wilks, no more than 3 years. No more than 3 years. David Tepper cannot make that same mistake with Matt Rule and go 7 years or even 4 years. Tito Z says, if not Wilks, I would go Eric Bieniemy from the Chiefs. Yeah, I mean, I'd be down for that as well. I know a lot of folks say Ben Johnson is a name to throw into the hat. So there's that. But at the same time, we have to remember, if they do extend Steve Wilks, that means we're settling for another defensive coach at head coach. Do we really want that? A lot of folks have really gotten to the conclusion that they want an offensive-minded head coach. So Steve Wilks is a defensive guy, so I don't know how y'all feel about that, but it's something to think about. Because a lot of folks, a lot of fans do want an offensive-minded head coach. But I think if he does well enough to get extended, no more than 3 years. No more than 3 years. Because we got to see how how Steve Wilks would do with a fresh offseason full-time head coach. But we'll see. We'll see how the rest of the season pans out. I'm very curious. And who knows? Who knows, y'all? He might be able to take the position on a hometown discount. I mean, the guy's from Charlotte. I mean, he's pretty much, you could say he's living his dream right now. I mean, he's interim head coach, but he has a chance to really live his dream. So, I mean, he might be willing to settle with a hometown discount, being that he's from Charlotte. He's a hometown guy, so hey. Tito Z says, I'm very biased. I am from the defensive mindset. I would like a defensive head coach, but I am not against an offensive head coach as well. Well, I mean, we have had a defensive-minded head coach before when we went to the Super Bowl, Riverboat Ron. So, I mean, it wouldn't be the end-all, be-all for sure if we ended up with a defensive-minded head coach. But I will say this. There's definitely other parts of the coaching staff that we're also going to have to really look heavy for. Because, number one, I'm not so sure we keep Ben McAdoo. I don't see it. I don't see us keeping Ben McAdoo. I really don't. Unless the offense really, really turns around in a big way, I don't see us keeping Ben McAdoo. We're probably going to get a new defensive coordinator because I don't think Al Holcomb will stay defensive coordinator. So, Tito Z says, and you saw what he did to the Eagles, even though there was some very bad and missed calls. Yeah, the missed face mask call. Like, that was a shocker. Like, wow. They clearly missed a bad, obvious face mask call. And then I know a lot of folks were talking about the late hit on Taylor Heineke. I mean, honestly, I thought it was the right call because of two things. One, Taylor Heineke gave himself up. Well, I mean, he dropped to his knees, number one, and Hassan Reddick had already touched him by the time the other guy dove at him. Timing was close, but I do agree with the call. Tito Z says, to be honest, I liked Phil Snow when we had Reddick. Big loss on D. Phil Snow, I mean, a lot of folks say Phil Snow was inconsistent, but I mean, it sounds like Phil Snow. I don't know. I guess that was just a Steve Wilkes decision. But I mean, a lot thought that, he wouldn't get let go, but I mean, it happened. He didn't agree with it, so we had the number 2 defense. But Tito Z, did we really have the number 2 defense? In all honesty, did we really have the number 2 defense? I have to put an asterisk next to that season for defense. I mean, did we really have the number 2 ranked defense? I'm not convinced. I'm really not convinced. I'm not convinced. I mean, according to the numbers, yeah. On paper, yeah. But being that our rushing defense was so bad, and we couldn't really get takeaways. We couldn't get takeaways. So it was better than we have now. Yeah, I mean, I can agree with that. I can agree with that. I can agree with that. It's just I'm not convinced that we really had a number 2 defense last season. I'm just not convinced. I'm just not convinced, especially considering how many points the opposing team put up against us. I mean, 36, 21, 34, 25, 24, 27, 33, 29, 31, 32, 41. It's hard. It's really, really hard for me to really looking back at it. It's really hard for me to believe we legit had the number 2 defense in the league. It's hard. It's hard. That's why I got to put an asterisk next to that number 2 ranked defense last season. I got to put an asterisk there because I mean, it's a really it's a good arguable subject. I will say that. It's a good arguable subject. Because when you think about it, and the wins that we had last season, our defense was stellar. And the victories that we had, our defense was stellar. I will say that. I will say that. I agree with that when you read the numbers. Double digits is not a good look to be called number 2. Yeah, and that's the thing that kind of off balances it. If anything, we looked like a number 2 defense in the victories that we had. That's for sure. I will say that. We definitely looked like number 2 defense in those victories we had. Absolutely. But I mean, like I said, it's an arguable subject. I will say that. It's an arguable subject because I mean, there are some valid points, especially with the talent that we had. But like there were just some things that happened that just oh man. But our defense, I mean, we did a little something last year. I will say that. We did a little something last year. For sure. But I think it's going to be a bit before this team really gets back to the defense that Carolina has been well known for years. Now, another one of the things that I thought that we're going to consider is picking up a cornerback. I was really thinking the possibility of us picking up a cornerback with Dante Jackson being out, but now not so much. I mean, I guess we're just going to end up riding out what we have, you know. But I mean, it is what it is. I just had this feeling we're just going to ride out with what we have. I'm trying to see about getting this free agent tracker to work. Okay. Let me see who let me see who actually is available anyway. Cornerback. Available. I mean, shoot. I mean, there's some folks available. I mean, Chris Harris would be cool. Janoris Jenkins. Josh Norman. May even consider bringing back AJ Bouye. I mean, but I don't think we're going to go in on anybody. Oh, well. guess pretty much Keith Taylor is going to have to step up. C.J. Henderson's going to have to wake up. But oh, man. And then we also got to remember we got to deal with the cap issue in the offseason. So, yeah, it's going to be tough, y'all. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. But we'll see what happens. But overall, I don't like our chances. I really don't like our chances, if I can just be real with y'all. I hope I am wrong. I hope I am dead wrong. I hope I'm dead wrong. But we'll see what happens, y'all. Baker Mayfield, dude, if you can play anything, any way like how you played in the Cincinnati game, that would help. But don't turn the ball over. Just don't turn the ball over. Defense, we got to get some takeaways. If there's any game where we need to get takeaways, this Ravens game is the game to do it. So defense, do what y'all got to do. Get some takeaways. Get some takeaways. Got to get some takeaways. Got to push the ball downfield. Run game, pass game. We need both. Contain Lamar Jackson. Shut down the run. And maybe we can somehow pull off a ginormous upset. But don't see it happening. So 30-14, Baltimore. I think they take this and we fall to 3-8. I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong. But I think that'll do it for this stream tonight. For those that are catching the archive later, let me know what your thoughts are. What do you think our chances are of defeating the 6-3 Baltimore Ravens? Like I said, we haven't won on the road yet. We're 0-4 on the road. Do you think that changes Sunday? What do you think the score is going to be? Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell while you're at it. And thank y'all so much for coming out, chatting with me, and checking out the stream. Don't forget to share it as well. For another Carolina Panthers talk, brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the Tube. I'm your host, Jason Ingram. Hope everybody has a great, blessed day tomorrow, and I will see y'all in the next video. Take care. Stay safe. Peace.